I wanted to make a downhill mountain biking game that had realistic physics, but before I did that I wanted to see what was already out there as an example. The first one I want to look at is Mountain Bike Racer from 1990. First off, there's no mountain here, and second, he seems to be able to jump about twice his height. But what is realistic is that when he goes too slowly, the rider falls over. This next one is Mountain Bike Adrenaline from 2007. I like that it's focused on concentration and balance, but I think it's not very realistic because he would have taken a nosedive off that feature. This looks like the Candy Crush of mountain biking games. If you look closely, right after he passes through the arch, he magically starts rotating the other direction before the landing. And in this one, the bike is almost on rails. It perfectly stops rotating just in time to land the jump. This one is called the Grim Donut. I like that it shows you how to pump the bike to gain speed, but the rotation doesn't look right when he lands it. I'm not sure what this game has to do with biking. He could equally be running or driving a car or rolling a ball down the hill. I mean, the graphics show us a bike, but that's really not how a bike moves. This one has to be about the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. He might as well be wearing a wingsuit. This next one is nauseating to play. They mounted the camera fixed onto the bike so that when the bike leans over, the camera leans over also. But when you're really riding a bike, your neck moves to adjust, which does not happen here. I can understand in a full 3D game they have to simplify it and make it easy and possible to play with a controller. But in a 2D game, there's really no excuse to not have the physics be more realistic. They clearly went for looks here because you can tell the rotation of the bike is not realistic at all. I found this one on Silver Games. I gotta give them some credit. They got the physics quite right. It does have a drawback though in that you have to do this pedaling a lot and the wheels slip on the ground, so it's kind of weird feeling in that you can be kind of stuck going uphill while pedaling, and that makes it for some reason not very fun to play. I also found this one on Silver Games. It seems like the gravity of the world is only like 1/4 or something of real life, so everything happens super slowly. But I do have to admit that I did have a lot of fun playing this one. They got the pedaling better than the other game. The physics are still wrong though, because when you apply the left and right control, you have direct control over the rotation of the bike and the rider, when in real life you don't get to control your angular momentum that way. So I want to explore making a game where the physics is right, in that it's broadly correct to control the reaction forces and especially the angular momentum. I'm not sure it will be any fun to play though.